Hello students. Now today we are going to discuss about the semiconductor memories. I have already discussed with you about the memories. Okay, in my last lecture I have told you about some important concepts about the memory, and we are talking about the microcontroller memory, and these microcontroller memories are used for the storing some data and program. So in 8051 we will discuss about the semiconductor memory, internal structure and the decoding of the memory location and address, memory operations, types of memories, in which we will read about MROM, ROM, EPROM, EEPROM and DRAM. So one by one we will cover the things. So now, according to the definition, so semiconductor memory is the main memory element of a microcontroller based system and is used to store program and data. The main memory elements are nothing but semiconductor devices that stores code and information permanently. Okay, so the semiconductor memory is directly accessible by the microprocessor or microcontroller, and the access time of the data present is the primary memory must be compatible with the operating time of the microprocessor. So definitely, if the microprocessor frequency is higher and your memory frequency is much higher than that of the microprocessor, then we cannot access the memory. So the semiconductor devices are preferred as primary memory. So what comes in the primary memory? ROM, PROM, EPROM, EEPROM, SRAM, DRAM. These all things come in the semiconductor memories, and these are the primary memories. So the fabrication technology used for these things is the CMOS technology. A semiconductor memory offers a high operating speed and has the ability to consume low power. Also, these are fabricated as ICs, um, thus requires less space inside the system. Now, how a memory has what is the structure of the memory basically? So here I want to show you a diagram in which there is a cell. This cell can contain one single bit of memory. Okay, so this cell can contain one single bit, so it may be 8 bit, it may be 16 bit. So all these memory cell can provide some amount of the data, and in this there are different column row decoders. There are different rows in this diagram you can see, and there are some columns. So these, how can we assess them? We have to assess the complete block. We can assess the complete block of the memory, and this complete block is contains all these cells. Okay, so there may be n, you can say there may be n number of the cells in a memory. So now how we can assess them? We can assess them using the column decoder and the row decoder. So now here you can see that we have some memory array, and that it is 2 raised to power n cross m, right? So m are the data lines. So we generally say that 2 kilobyte memory, 4 kilobyte memory. Okay, so we also sometimes write it is like uh, we write it like 4 kilobyte cross 8, 4 kilobyte, 4 kilobyte and cross 8. Okay, so that is the capacity of the memory, and this is the number of data lines, right? So 8 means 1 byte of the data can be accessed by 4 kilobyte of memory. It may be 16, it may be 32, it may be 64. Okay, so there are two things. One is the row decoder and another is the column decoder. Using the row decoder, we generally assess these rows basically, and using the column decoder, we generally assess that which cell we need to assess using that. Okay, so if there are q inputs, then 2 raised power q rows are there, and if there are r inputs, then 2 raised power r columns may present in a memory. So that's how we can assess the memory. So you know about this, that there are two types of the memory. One is volatile memory, and memories are those memories that can store the data temporarily. More specifically, we can say that the data is stored in a volatile memory only till the duration of the power supply. Okay, as against non-volatile type of the memory, the power of when the power supply get off, then the data also get deleted from the memory. So these are two types of the memory. Now there is a one experience there, sorry, comparison between different types of the memory, and you can see that there are different type of the memory. Basically your memories, your semiconductor memories are of two types. One is RAM type and another is ROM type. So RAM type comes in the volatile memory, and ROM non-volatile memories are FERAM, mask ROM, EEPROM, or flash memory. So data storage method is a storage, voltage storage. SRAM has the voltage bias and voltage bias plus refresh in this case. Okay, number of read write operations are infinite in both the case. Let's discuss first about the SRAM and DRAM, and then we will discuss about others. So number of rewrites are infinite. Write on substrate is possible. Read time is nearly zero, and write time is also nearly zero per bit. Okay, so bit cost is higher in that case SRAM, because more number of the transistors are needed in this, and bit cost for this is much lesser than that of the others. And larger capacity, yes, this has the larger capacity, but it has more larger capacity than that of this. Okay, now let's come to the other point. So this is a SRAM structure. There are two inverters. Here you can see there are two inverters, and when some power when this bit becomes 0, here you can make it 0. If it is 0, then 1 will be here, and this will be in continuation, and the data will be in continuation over there. If we need to write something, then we have to put some data on this line, and then we have to switch on this transistor using the word line. So this is a bit line and this is a word line. If I want to just read or write something, then I have to put some data in this on this bit line, and then switch on this transistor. Then this one will be overwrite over there, and the data will be changed from 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. So likewise the memory cell works, and the data continuously go forward and backward, and the data can be written in it. Okay, in DRAM case there is a capacitor, and this capacitor holds the data using this transistor. So whatever that, this is a word line and there is a bit line, and the data stored in it. Next is FERAM. FERAM has the basically it has two capacitor, and there is a word line and there is a bit line. So there is basically we have some limitation in number of read and write cycles. And next is the mask ROM. So mask ROM is basically manufactured by ROM by the manufacturer. We will discuss about it. This number of times rewrite we cannot rewrite in it. We can read infinitely from this, and this is a structure of mask ROM. Next is EEPROM or UV EEPROM. So this is a optically accessible ROM, and we can read write number of rewrite times is 100 times. We can 100 times write that something on it. In EEPROM we can write so many times, nearly 1 lakh to 1 million times. So it is nearly infinite whenever it is a point of a product. So next is 10,000 to 10,000 times, 1 lakh times it can be write in a flash. So that's how we can compare these two things. So in my next lecture we will discuss more about these two things, SRAM and DRAM, and about the ROM. We will discuss about the ROM basically in my next lecture, and the types of the ROM. So thank you for this lecture.